Welcome to the I'm Healing podcast. I'm your host and healer, Iris L. Mendez of ILM Healing Solutions. Here, we review healing stories, self-inquiry, and solutions for the soul. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at the I'm Healing podcast and at ILM_healing. Let's heal. Welcome to the Healing Solutions space. If you don't know who I am, my name is Iris L. Mendez, and I'm the founder of ILM Healing Solutions, where I offer healing solutions for the soul. I'm really excited about today because I have one of my great friends. So if you're watching this live, make sure that you comment in the comments. Let us know that you are watching. If you happen to catch us on the replay, if you're in my private Facebook group, be sure to put hashtag replay. Let me know that you're watching. And if you happen to catch this audio on my podcast, the I'm Healing Podcast, now available on Amazon Music and also available on iHeart. So I'm excited about that, but you can catch it on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you're listening from. Like, subscribe, share. And if you just so happen to be rewatching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, share, all the things. Thank you and welcome. So happy new moon, happy Labor Day, happy day before my mama's birthday, all the things. I'm so excited. I have my girl Samantha here, aka Samantha. But before I let her go ahead and introduce herself, just wanted to update you guys on the yoga sale that I'm having. I am offering 8 yoga videos and it's at a deep discount, and it will be on sale only until midnight today. So be sure that if you got the email that you snagged the deal. Thank you for people who have already opted into the program. And then I just want to plug in, if you're in the Philly area, Selfish Philly Conference is going down on October 1st, and I'm a featured coach. So I'm excited about that. If you want the details and you're in this group, be sure to scroll up to the top of the group. You'll see that in the announcement, or you can catch that on my Instagram, ILM_healing. And I think that's about it. What I want to say, okay, we've got some people watching. Let me know that you're watching in the comments. Hi, Cherie. Welcome. Be sure to put that you're watching. Let me know what you're doing for Labor Day. If you did anything today, hopefully you guys rested and didn't work and did no labor. But I'm going to go ahead and get right to it. We've got Cosmic Soundgarden at Cosmic Soundgarden. Sorry if you hear the cicadas in the background. They are actually a totem of mine, so maybe there's a message there for me. But I have my girl Samantha here, and she's gonna go ahead and introduce herself and tell you how you can find her and what she does. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I am so honored to be in this space. I do drop in and again, like throughout the space sometimes, and just like laugh at the comments, because like you are so hilarious on this thing, Iris. Like the things that you pose is just like it keeps me going sometimes. So appreciative for all of the stuff that you share with us. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you. My name is Samantha. I also sometimes go by Rose Gold, and my real good friends call me Samantha. And so I am a certified vocal sound practitioner. I'm also certified in Reiki 2 and Akashic Records 1. But really, I like to just sum it all up and call myself a modern day medicine woman, because like I don't like to get stuck in all my different titles and explain and go into detail. But yeah, so what I really am passionate about doing is, teaching about sound, teaching about vocal healing and how it can help you transcend your life between, it involves a lot. It involves breath work. It involves so many different avenues and revenues. And it also kind of goes hand in hand with the plant medicine and being in like ceremony, and a lot of different traditions, like traditions that I work with, African traditional religion. A lot of what we do includes like chanting and instruments and singing and invoking, like, you know, our ancestors and our spirits. And that's why the vocal and the sound healing is so important to me, because I pretty much tie it into every single aspect of my work. And I also do have an apothecary, or really what it is like a tiny mini online botanica, um, which I sell spiritual herbs, spiritual soaps, spiritual cleanses. I do rituals, ritual work, and yeah, that's pretty much what I do. And I'm just so excited to be here talking about the plants, talking about the sounds. I'm excited. Thank you.
Yes, I love that modern day medicine woman, because you really do all the things. I didn't even realize Akashic Records was a part of that. So, um, first, I know you have the apothecary. You do vocal coaching, which is amazing because I've been to your vocal coaching. The you had a group session before, and then I also purchased a session for my niece who wants to sing, and she had her actual session with you, and she learned about breath work, she learned about symbols, and she was really excited about that. And it is even excited because she tells me that she does her homework, which is the 5 breaths that you taught her to do. So I want to share a little bit about how I met you, and then I want you to share a little bit about how you kind of found this journey of being this plant medicine, modern day plant medicine woman. So so Marianne has been in my group, and she's also been on my podcast, Mystical Mandala Mama, at Mystical Mandala Mama, and she does have a great voice. Someone comments that she has a great voice. Yes, you do. So I got into a group with Marianne, who runs the Moon Bay. Happy New Moon, y'all. Moon Bay group. And that's how I met Samantha. And Samantha kept posting about a plant medicine ceremony led by a shaman. I don't condone any recreational use of any plant medicine, just a disclaimer out there. And so Samantha kept putting this post of the times that they're doing ceremony with Huachuma or San Pedro, which is a plant, cactus plant medicine. So I decided to go to my first one last July, and that's where I met Samantha. And I didn't know anyone there, but I know that your voice, that first of all, your voice being the one to guide me there changed my life, number one, because it started my plant medicine healing journey. And then number two, just hearing you use your voice in ceremony, because like you said, when we're in ceremony, we're guided by the shaman. There's lots of music, there's chanting, there's instruments. And I remember my first ceremony just kind of feeling very meek and feeling like there was a part of me, realizing now as my sacral chakra being blocked, that I wasn't able to use my voice and sing. That was last July. Fast forward to September, when I go to my second plant medicine ceremony, I'm grabbing the maracas and I'm singing at the top of my lungs. So I'm really excited for you to give them a little bit of taste of what it is that you do in relation to the actual vocal piece and sound healing, and like just feeling what the benefits are, because sound is very healing. From what I understand it to be, we have water in our body, right? What, about 75-80% water? Fact check that. And so the frequencies of our body responds to water in the same way that, water responds to sound waves. So it is healing. So how did you recognize this is what I do? This, how did you get into this? And also thank you for being a pivotal person in my own journey.
Thank you so much. So I have to mention, I'm my first title, and only, like, most important title is I'm a mom. I'm a mom first. So I'm actually carrying right now. And I have a 7-year-old, and just literally in my life, I see where I have the role of playing a mother figure to friends, family, my parents, like just like they're probably like, they do have Facebook, so they hear that and be like, what? But essentially it's true. So I did want to start by saying that because I see where, you know, all of it ties into my life and to my spirituality and to my spiritual path. And pretty much the way that I started, the way that I got here was, it was a long journey. It was like at least 4 to 5 journey that, and it still continues to this day. Every day is like new things and new opportunities. And I'm so blessed. And I have to say, like, I'm extremely blessed to have stumbled upon this path myself. So the way it really started was I was working. I just had my baby. Well, he was about 2. I started working with one of my best friends. She's actually still my best friend to this day. We were working in healthcare. I was in human resources. I did that for a really long time, for about 5 years. And we also enjoyed music. I was also working for like a concert series, like doing like hip hop shows and working with like up and coming rappers and all this good stuff, fun stuff. And then we decided to take a vocal class together, me and my best friend. So, boom, we go to this vocal class. Fast forward, I kept going and going for like about 2 years. At that point, I had switched jobs to another role. And it was very demanding because I was doing home care and I was on call 24/7. Like they hired me as like a temp person, and I was only working like part-time. And then it became from that to working full-time in my own office. I had my completely own office in like Hackensack. Then I went to like doing that and being on call. And then the days that I wasn't in my own office, I was in their office. And it was like so much juggling and so time consuming. I barely got to spend time with my children, with my kid. It was so hard. I was working like 80 hours a week. Plus I was driving Uber just to like make ends meet. And I was like, oh, like, but still like, it was very overwhelming. And then I started dabbling into like the magical world. I started like looking stuff up. It just became very like interesting to me, like candle magic. I found this little book. It was like an encyclopedia of magic. I started reading through it, just like being curious. Also, my best friend's mom is an amazing spiritual work, excuse me, amazing spiritual worker. And you know, I was going through something at the time and she gave me like a spiritual bath, which completely changed my life. Like just being able to work with the herbs, experiencing that spiritual bath, how renewed I felt, how renewed my home felt. Like the one story I like to tell is about like the flickering of the, oh look, it's a ladybug on my wall. Cool. The animals love you, Iris. I swear to God, you like must be like a whisper to the animals because like every time something happens. So my lights, like there must have been some type of presence in my home at the time, and my lights wouldn't flicker on. They were completely messed up. As soon as I did the floor wash in my home, my lights started turning on, and I was like so freaked out by it. It was like, and then my journey from there just accelerated. From that, I did a little candle magic. My vocal coach ended up asking me, do I want to work for her? So I started working for her. My job let me go. It was a very hard time in my life because I went from like making all this income to like not having much income and just working with the vocal coach, which ended up supplementing my income once again, like bringing me back up to where I was. So I was really excited about that. And then on Christmas, which was like 6 months later after I left they let me go for my job. On Christmas, my vocal coach let me go. And I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I was just like lost. I didn't know where to go. I was actually I got evicted from my apartment. It was really bad. I was sleeping in my car. It was like horrible. And I went to the Botanica because my friend had been like taking me to this Botanica. We were asking a lot of questions, getting into like more magic and just being more curious. And I guess the owner of the Botanica saw that I was like going through something, and he was like, you know, like if you ever need to talk, I'm here for you. Amazing family, amazing Botanica. It's in Clifton, New Jersey. If you guys ever are here, go check it out. They're amazing. And honestly, like he offered me a job. So I started working at the Botanica. I worked there for like almost a year. It was great. It was amazing. I learned so much. I wouldn't even work half the time. Literally, I would like go through the books, read herbs, look at tarot cards. Like it was literally no work. It was it was just me learning and absorbing. And then at that point, you know, I wasn't making a lot of money because it was an hourly income. And then they were like, why don't you do readings to make extra income? And I was like, sure, I guess. I was so nervous. I didn't want to do readings. Boom, started doing readings. Then one day, this lady walks in and she tells me, why don't you come to this ayahuasca ceremony? I'm like, ayahuasca? Don't you have to like fly to Peru to do that? And she was like, no, I actually work with two shamans. They're in Teaneck, New Jersey, and they're part of the Native American Church of New Jersey. And we, you know, you go to ceremony and they guide it, and everything is like, you know, again, just want to say we don't condone the recreational use of plant medicine. Always, always, always make sure your due diligence with someone who is highly skilled and highly and like knows what they're doing. So we went that same day. I was like, I don't know if I can make it because I don't know if I have enough money. But if I make enough money in these readings, then sure, maybe I'll go. I made exactly enough. I made $101 that day. The next day, I was in ayahuasca with the two shamans. I sat there. I drank my 3 cups of ayahuasca. Don't ask me how. It was insane. It was intense. It was emotional. It was crazy. I also tried sananga and rape for the first time, which are 2 other forms of plant medicine. That the sananga is like very eye-opening. It opens up your third eye, also clears your vision. Like if you wear glasses and if you do it for like 21 days consecutively, it can help your vision. Rape is a form of tobacco, and it's a snuff. And you know, it was like I didn't know how, because normally, like when you first try the sananga, when you first try the rape, it's like very overwhelming. This is really strong medicine. People at times can be like a little bit judgmental about the plant medicine and say like, oh, it's like psychedelics, it's like drugs. It's not. It's actually really, really hard work. And you're sitting there with yourself and facing certain traumas. And after that first ayahuasca, my entire life changed. I stopped eating meat. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I left my ex-boyfriend, my toxic ex-boyfriend that I was with for 2 years. Overnight, I was like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm good. And my life just changed from there. And then most importantly, and this is how like the sounds and the music transcended for me, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what are the benefits of the sound healing and how it works. Is I was teaching vocals for 2 years. Mind you, I told you guys that story. I was there for 2 years. For the life of me, I could not sing in public. I could not. You put me in front of 2 people, I could not sing in front of them. It wouldn't come out. It just doesn't come out. Wouldn't come out. I don't know why. I don't know how. My throat chakra was beyond blocked. It was from a past life regression. I did it with the Biz Bruja. Come to find out, from my past life. I was like super silenced, and the lineage of my women, the women in my family were just like always very serious and quiet. And it was just years and centuries and whatever of like built up like fear. And going to ceremony, it took me a while to get to the space where I felt comfortable enough to sing like the way that Iris might have heard me sing that first time, because the first two times it was actually really hilarious. I didn't know the words to the songs. So I was like, I don't know the words, but I still did it. I still put myself out there. And it was probably the funniest ceremony that we ever had. And everyone to this day will still talk about that moment because it was just so hilarious. But the more I challenged myself and the more I put myself up, literally, I would go to ceremony just so I can sing, just so I can have the opportunity to sing in front of other people in a community who was going to hold me, love me, console me, and not judge me. And I knew that for positive that they weren't going to do that, because everyone was there doing the same thing, healing through trauma. And I was so deathly afraid of doing that anywhere else. And it was just like this life altering thing for me. Fast forward, I met an amazing sound healer / teacher named Maralise, who helped me to transcend that even more and understand how the dynamics of sound healing works and how it helps you for real. So, she taught me about the sound bowls, and she also taught me about vocally how, the sound bowls, the chanting, the different syllables that we sing, the different there's like a lot of like Sanskrit words and hymns and humming that specifically do specific things within your body. It's kind of similar to acupuncture. So like, how when you touch like certain areas and nerves, that's kind of how it works when you're singing, because the different vibrations and the different frequencies touch different parts of your body and pretty much, help you to relax. It helps with your digestive system. It helps with anxiety, with pain. And also spiritually, it's very liberating. So it's very good as far as like therapy, like therapeutically, it's a very expressive and creative form of healing and art. So I feel like that's where the two worlds really like came to me and was like just like crashed and collided into this beautiful piece of work that I now call my job. But also I forgot what I was gonna say, but also just sitting in for like information, I guess you could say, like when you sit down for meditation and when you ground yourself and when you get yourself prepared to relax or to receive messages, like they say, prayer is talking to God, meditation is listening to God. It's like even the act of getting ready and sitting and getting in posture is really, really relaxing. It's really, really therapeutic. And even if you take 5 minutes to yourself to do that, it could make such a difference. And then tying in that with releasing trauma and excuse me, my little heartburn's going on. Releasing trauma, or having a goal in mind where today we're going to cut cords, or today we're going to invite and manifest, and just having that intention and setting that intention, it was really, really transformative for me, because during my sound classes with Maralise, I was learning a lot, but a lot of what I needed her for and what we were working towards together was letting go a lot of the resentment I had in my childhood. it was a lot of like childhood trauma that I was holding on to in my waking day life, in my everyday life. And she told me, like, we did like a bunch of cord cutting, and she told me your real test is going to be in real life, when you have to confront this person that you're so angry with. And when they do confront you, that is your real test. And sure enough, that test came. And, I was face to face with, the enemy, right? The enemy, whoever was triggering me and my family. And I was like, instead of giving in to this fear and to this anger inside of me, I'm going to choose to walk away. And I did. I walked away. There was a fire going. Thank you, grandfather fire. I sat in front of the fire. I went like this, and I released just like I did in ceremony. I pushed it away. And you should have seen my family member. They were like, what is wrong with her? They're like, I don't know what she's doing over there, like what kind of witchcraft she's doing over there. But, there was nothing that they could say. And really what I was doing was giving my anger to the fire and saying, take it away. I don't want it anymore. It's not mine. It's clearly his or hers or whatever the case may be. And I don't need this. Like, I'm actually okay where I'm at in my ground and in my space and in my body. So that is that.
That's a beautiful story and journey. And I love how it almost feels like you were guided every time, like along the way, the whole time. And one thing I want to touch on is the power of working with elements. With my clients, I make sure that, I do some element work with them and identifying using water to cleanse, going outside and grounding with earth and things like that, playing in dirt. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. And also just your actual training and learning that different hurts, sound wise, benefits certain parts of you, and certain hurts, hurts as far as like the sound waves and sound frequencies in certain states or emotions are not good for you. They can actually trigger you. So understanding that part there. And then when it comes to plant medicine work, is doing your research and knowing that like Sananga works for one thing, which is something that's been coming up for me for a while, and I haven't done that yet. But now that you mention it again, I'm like, universe, you trying to tell me something. Researching Sananga, researching Hape or Rape, which is sacred tobacco, which I do use as well. Again, I don't condone recreational use of it. This is something that needs to be done like, every few months or annually even, or whenever you feel called to it. And then ayahuasca. So I haven't done ayahuasca, and I've done huachuma also. And it's funny you mentioned the judgment of the plant medicine, because I was watching an episode of Jane the Virgin today. I've been binge watching Jane the Virgin, and there's an episode where one of the characters goes on an ayahuasca retreat, and she comes back, she's all elated, and everyone's judging her. Like everyone's like, oh, you're crazy, because she's a former alcoholic. And so they're thinking that, this is just yet another substance that she's adding to her list. And understanding that if you do your research, these plant medicines, they were provided to us for a reason. Pachamama, Mother Earth, ancestors left these for us. And when you do your research, you will find the benefits that people who are struggling with trauma, who have struggled with recovery of, a drug use or alcohol abuse, and they've found tremendous healing from going to these ceremonies, again, led with the right person and the right, the right shaman. So thank you for sharing all of that, and even just how you use your herbs. There's so many ways. We drink tea, right? Herbal baths, cleaning the house with herbs, using plant medicine as a source to actually help us heal and get rid of really things that are clogged up in our aura and in our chakras. So thank you for touching on all of that. With all that said, I'm going to go ahead and let you do your thing for about, 3 to 5 minutes. Just give the people a little bit of taste of what it is that you do. And then I'll let you ponder on what healing means to you in like 4 or 5 words. You can answer now or answer after. I'll give you time.
Okay, that's a good one. I'll answer, because I did want to add to what I was saying. It's like, So the first one is community. That is a huge one for me. It's community is actually number one because sometimes, you know, our ancestors, like my mom actually passed away from, you know, drug overdose, drug usage. And I feel the one thing that a lot of, you know, people struggling with addiction, people struggling with trauma, is that they lack community and support and they feel alone. And so that is number one for me. Um, for some reason, food is coming to my mind. Probably because I'm always hungry right now, even though I just ate. But no, food is top three for me. Being that I struggled for a very long time, you know, just with my weight, my health, etc. After having my first child, it was a huge battle for me. But the food really affects us every day. Conscious eating is really important because it affects so many aspects and areas of our life. Um, so I'm glad that that came up. Um, Intuition, like trusting your intuition, because we already know all of these things. Like we just know, we were born with it. Like maybe it's Maybelline, but no, maybe you're born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. No, we're definitely born with it. And, you know, nobody needs to give you that permission. You already have that permission within you. But it's up to women like us and our teachers to let you know, like, don't need permission. And then the last word, I'm just thinking of like the most important thing to me in my life was water, because I was very much so lacking love in my life. Um and like a mother figure, like so the water for me, if you guys spiritually, like, you know, look up water, it's a feminine energy. So that feminine energy actually helped me to become who I am today, more gentle, a loving mother. I experienced deep healing with my child, and just with all of my relationships in general. So yeah, it's really the top four.
I love that. So community, healthy food, plant-based food, right? Plant medicine, plant-based, intuition, trusting your gut, knowing, place one hand on the heart, one hand to the belly. It's in you. Just listen to your gut. And water. Got my water right here. And I like being around water. I'm all fire, Sagittarius, and I have a lot of fire in my natal chart. So water for me is the most soothing thing. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you do your thing. I'm gonna ground here. I'm gonna get comfortable, turn my light down,
Okay.
and receive this healing.
Oh, everyone just get into a comfortable seated position or lying down and relax. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Straightening your shoulders, relaxing your body completely, and just envisioning and looking at the middle of your eyebrows as if you were staring at your third eye, closing your eyes, palms facing up or down, and just completely relaxing. We're dedicating this song to the new moon. Happy new moon in Virgo. 8/8 is Virgo season. Virgo's in the house. Lunita, Madre del Cielo, Lunita, Reina de mi alma, tu luz, tu claridad, tu abrazo, tu armonía, tu amor, tu claridad poderosa, Lunita. Danzar en tu universo es estar en tu sonrisa, danzar en tu universo, en tu luz, siempre feliz. Y en tu luz, siempre feliz. Y en tu luz, siempre feliz. Lunita, Reina del cielo, Lunita, reina de mi alma, tu luz, tu claridad, tu abrazo, tu armonía, tu amor, poderosa, Lunita. Danzar en tu universo es estar en tu sonrisa. Danzar en tu universo, en tu luz, siempre feliz. Y en tu luz, siempre feliz. Y en tu luz, siempre feliz. And when you're ready, just take in all of her love. Release anything that you need to release into the moon. Release it and call forth all that serves you. Renewal, shedding, bringing in your light, shining it bright, calling in true love and only true love in all areas and aspects of your life, and honoring yourself. Ashe.
And so it is, and so it shall be. Ashe, Ashe. Thank you so much for that. We got some people saying Ashe. They said they're gonna have to catch the replay. I'm gonna have to get you back. You know what? This is just open invite. Whenever you wanna just do your thing, you go ahead and go live right in my group, girl. You got permission. Cause that I love your voice. I felt so warm. And then like my third eye starts to open up. I'm just like, whoo, I had to release stuff. I realized I did some Reiki for people earlier and I'm realizing maybe there's some things that I'm holding on to that I didn't realize. So thank you for that. How can people find you? Let them know offering services that you have right now, and thank you for tuning in, and for people who catch the replay, let me know in the comments what you think as well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, I just want to thank you for your friendship and all of your support, because like you're just amazing. Like you're organized. You keep us on point. You remind us of ourselves. You remind us of the work that we need to do. You take it so serious, but also like you bring so many of us together. That first word, that community, like you really are the meaning of community. You really, oh my God. You really like keep us together. So I really appreciate you so much.
So I will let you know to cry.
I'm not crying, you're crying. but I really love you. Like I have favorites in my life, and I trust me, you're one of them. I don't care. I'm gonna say it. But you can find me on Instagram. You can find me here on Facebook at Cosmic Sound Garden. That's Cosmic Sound Garden. And you can also check out my website, www.cosmicsoundgarden.com. All of my services are there. I have the Reiki, I have the readings, I have the herbs, I have the soaps, I have the vocal training. I also do group sessions every Sunday. I actually do have a hour-long meditation. It's called the Shakti meditation. It's $23, and I'm gonna keep it for that low price for like a really long time, just because I want to honor the space that we, and time that we have together, especially with everything going on in the world. I'm here, I'm holding space until I can't like move anymore. So I'm too big to move. And then I give birth, take a little break, and come right back. I also have our vocal lessons. We're in the midst of changing the group session right now. So, just look out for those updates if you're interested in learning about any vocal training. And yeah, and then just I have a bunch of events. Like we just did a retreat in Atlanta. I was visiting Miami for a little bit. Like, we're all over, and I'm always interested in like doing more types of events like that. So, when the timing is right, and if anybody ever wants to put something together, I'm all about sacred space and community. So that's where you can find me. And I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much. So I'll be putting all that information in the details of the YouTube. I'll comment in the comments in the Facebook group. Feel free to post, any events that you have as well in the group. And I refer my clients to you. So for anybody who's listening to me, that's how much my coaching clients, I refer them to her because she's good at what she does. So thank you for taking care of my tribe as well. So
Thank you.
namaste to you. Thank you.
I love this.
Love you, Samantha. Ashe.
Love
Bye.
you. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in to the I'm Healing podcast, where we review all healing stories and solutions for the soul. If you like this episode, make sure that you let us know, leave a review, like, share, subscribe, all the things. And as always, happy healing.